Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah. Come on.
Anthony, nobody can hear you, man. Come on, talk up. Speak up, man.
The mic is on, right? I mean, turn me up. Turn me up.
Where'd you plug in at?
I'm on this.
What about that? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better?
I mean, are you turning me up or are you just turning the volume up?
No, I turned you up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, everybody wants to hear Anthony.
I feel that you didn't turn me up.
All of our fan mail that comes in is all for Anthony. So I just tear it up. I throw it in the shredder. Nobody gives a crap.
And I still haven't got paid yet.
So
crazy.
You are listening to Scout Team After Dark. We are glad to be here. Running a little late on the start, and I threw a couple intros in there just to give it a little bit of a fun start. I was waiting for Anthony. He was ordering wings. You know, he likes to order some hot and spicy wings because he likes to tell the ladies he's hot and spicy. I don't know that that's true.
Spicy.
Hey, what?
I am hot and spicy. Don't be jealous, bro.
Dude, I am not jealous.
You're
but
jealous. You've always been jealous. Look at this beard. Have you noticed the beard, by the way? I keep noticing. Look, you keep trimming yours. What's up, man?
That's what she said.
Keep trimming it, keeping it short.
Is your wife making you trim the beard?
She is not. She hated it when I shaved the beard. I'll be honest with you. I got a lot of heat for that beard shaving situation. And, you know, it's one of those situations where I had to man up to my bet. I didn't think I would lose. I go out there and I gamble my dignity away when I shave my beard.
What do we bet on again?
It was the Rockets and the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
I feel bad for you.
Oh, man. The Rockets had it, man.
No, they didn't.
They had it.
No, they did.
They let it fall through the cracks, man.
They didn't.
They let it fall through the cracks.
They weren't even close. Just saying.
All right, so we're the Scout Team. We are on the airwaves 7:30 to 9 o'clock on 12ouncesportsradio.com. We also come at you each and every morning, 6 a.m., and again, the replay at 11 a.m. on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. And if you want to get social, you can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Scout Team Radio.
Snapchat.
We appreciate. I still have that active, but I haven't looked at it in a year.
I get it.
I think I opened up the Snapchat for when we first started, thinking, "Oh yeah, we'll interact with people." Still don't get it.
I don't know how to.
I'm too old for that, man.
Yeah,
when you're an old man and you're trying to figure out Snapchat, you probably should be arrested. So I didn't want to get to that level because there's a lot of 15-year-old girls on Snapchat. So it's better for us to stay away.
Stay away from Snapchat.
You and I, we both have kids. Anthony Mack, so we definitely need to make sure we monitor them. But I didn't even give us a good intro today. I got to go ahead and give us a good intro. If you guys haven't heard the show before, you're missing out. But I just want to let you know who you're listening to right now. I am Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
And all of that is true.
That's all true.
The man, the myth, the legend. Wait. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
That's never been my intro.
Hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, I had to do. I hit the wrong button, Anthony Mack. I hit the wrong button.
I'm gonna beat you, bro. That's what I'm gonna do.
Come on, man.
I'm only
Show
here so I
some
don't
love.
get fined, man.
Show some love.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, so we were
love
talking
you
about
like a
that.
brother.
We're talking about that beard bet. So two things going on. One, we've got a romper bet coming up.
Dude, we got a lot of
Did you
bets
jump?
going on.
Did you jump into that
No,
romper
I'm not
bet?
jumping
Why
into the
aren't you
romper
jumping
bet.
into that
Cause
romper
it's-
bet? Were
it's
you
a
afraid of the romper?
No, cause you guys always trying to put me in women's clothing. It's not happening. Just stop. If you guys want to wear it, just say you want to wear it and be fine with it. But I'm not wearing it, so we're good.
Yeah, I think I've gained some weight since the last time I wore the romper, so
That's
that
gonna
thing
be a
might be
tight romper.
snug, man.
Ooh, it was.
That's
snug.
why I can't lose.
It was snug
It
last
was bad
time.
before, and I think I've
Yeah.
gained 15 pounds.
Yeah, you were showing.
That thing's gonna be
you,
woo.
you were showing some stuff that should never be shown in public. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I did get a lot of people asking me for my phone number that night.
no, you did. Don't
No, I didn't. no, I didn't.
Not at
But
all.
it would be nice to think that, right? Every once in a while,
I mean,
get a
you could
little
dream. You
little
could
show
dream.
love. So talking NBA, I know it's off season, but a couple NBA stories, especially one specifically getting hot tonight. Jimmy Butler asks for a trade from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, you know, these superstars always think they can just push their way out of these teams. Minnesota was finally looking back to being a good team. They were basically garbage ever since Kevin Garnett left years and years ago.
I mean, I want to say that they had a couple of decent years, not playoff years. But
I don't think they had made the playoffs, yeah. I mean, if you don't
bef-
make the playoffs when there's 8 teams that make the playoffs in each conference, 16 teams, half the league. Half the league makes the playoffs. If you can't make the playoffs, that means you're trash.
There was a player, I want to say his name was Jennings. Had red hair. He was kind of exciting to watch when he played down there, right?
I have no idea who you're talking
Don't
about, but
worry
I'm going to
about
take
it.
your word for it.
Yeah, shit happens. Keep going.
I think you're
mean,
talking about Kevin Love. He was the
nah.
only guy exciting to watch over in Minnesota anytime.
You know what? I think it was the Bucks anyway that I was talking about. The
Another
Jennings
garbage
guy.
team.
Yeah. You get them confused. Like you look up and you're like, why are these guys still in the league? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they still have a team out there?
If it wasn't for Giannis, the Bucks would be nothing. Absolutely
True.
nothing.
This
so
is true.
Butler, he has a list of demands. He says to the Timberwolves, you know, there's a couple teams that I'll go to, and there's just a couple. And he went ahead and put them out there, and those, I you know what? I just had it up. I just lost it. I know.
It doesn't matter. He wants to leave. Let him go. Right?
Hear this list of teams: the Clippers, the Knicks, or the Nets.
Wow. Why
Is that a bad list of teams to want to go
Why is
to?
he going from a garbage team to other garbage teams? What is that all about?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's the garbage man.
Not even. Like, that's still just, that's perplexing. Why would he want to leave there to go to any one of those teams? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
No, it doesn't make any sense to me. I get the New York-LA connection. Maybe he wants to be big time. You go and live in Minnesota for a year, all you're doing is begging for the opportunity to get out of Minnesota, go to a big town like New York or LA, and maybe that's what the deal is, man. Maybe he wants to be out in the spotlight.
it's a football city now.
LeBron left Cleveland to go to big LA, so maybe he wants to do the same, but he did say he does not want to join LeBron. And I don't know why not.
Why doesn't dude, this is absolutely crazy. If anything, why didn't he say I want to go to the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron? Like, seriously. Like, I don't get it.
Dude, I don't get it either. Like, you would want to go surround yourself with talent. Maybe he just wants to be the man because the Nets, the Knicks,
How Kyrie work out with that?
he got hurt like he always does.
Okay.
That's what Kyrie does. He gets hurt, and he doesn't understand it.
You think he's going to come back this year? I mean, it's the East.
It is the
The East
East.
is wide open
he's
now.
going to dominate the East. Kyrie on the East, domination, straight domination. Hey, I did want to tell you we do have a special guest coming on at 7:45. I've got Joe from Tailgate Connection. Tailgate Connect. He's going to be. Let's see. Oh, Chris America is saying he can call in if we want.
I don't want to talk to Chris in there.
Chris America doesn't realize we've got call-in guests. We got a star-studded lineup. I also got to reach out to Ian from the now defunct Rehab Sports Guys. He said he'd be reaching out about 8:15. So 7:45, we've got Joe from Tailgate Connect. He reached out to me a couple weeks ago. He saw me tailgating over at that UCF game, week 1 when they dominated, or week 2 against South Carolina State. He said, man, you look like you're having fun tailgating. Let me tell you about my business. I said, if it involves drinking and tailgating and football, come on our show. I'd love to
Nice.
hear about it. So,
And he said it involved all three.
not in so many words. He said, yeah, I'll come on the show.
Okay.
But at least we can hear about tailgating.
I guess so.
It's something.
It's all right.
Yeah, so Chris America, I'm sorry that you're not here with us right now.
I'm not.
This was the best thing that could ever happen to Anthony Mack. He doesn't have to hear about the Gators. He doesn't have to hear about
God.
Willie Taggart. He doesn't have to hear fake Willie Taggart calling in. He is basically getting a free pass right now. So our guest will be calling in here shortly. Once he calls in, we're going to just throw him right on the line, get to hear what he's all about. And, definitely declining Chris America.
Yeah.
You can't call in, man. We already got guests lined up. What do you want me to do?
Stop talking to him. Just
Man,
put down
he
the
should have
phone.
showed up. Sometimes these guys, they just don't show up for practice, and they just want to play in the game, like
Practice.
Antonio Brown, man. This guy, he misses Monday's meetings, and Mike Tomlin, man, not happy at all.
What is going on in Pittsburgh?
And they're in bad shape. ESPN's got them on the power rankings as being the 10th most powerful team in the NFL.
They should be higher than that.
No.
I mean, based off of what they got.
They should be, but they're not. I thought
No,
the
they're-
rating was terrible.
They're playing like garbage.
Oh, I just got a text in from Chris America. He says, "Go Gators."
Oh, God. All right, put the phone down. Stop talking to Chris America.
I'm not going to talk to Chris America
Nobody
anymore.
wants to talk to Chris America. Chris, if you're listening, stay away.
Get out of here, man.
Just leave me alone, bro.
Yeah,
Just
we
leave me
don't
alone.
want anything to do with Chris America. He abandoned ship today. He's going to abandon ship on me tomorrow and the next day. But the good news on the morning show, we've got some great guests lined up. I think the Hefe is going to be joining us. I'm trying to convince Anthony Mack to wake up one time and not hit snooze on his alarm 17 times.
Hashtag Golden Ghost.
He is the golden ghost. You like that, right?
I like the Golden Ghost.
Oh,
man. Sorry. It is
sorry,
what
the
it
golden
is.
ghost. So we're trying to get Anthony on Thursday and Friday, but if he snoozes, he snoozes. We've got Jimmy Young from What's Up Sports coming on Friday. So we've got some great special guests coming on. I hope they don't replace Chris America because they're going to put on a better show than Chris America. So, if they do, I guess it happens.
It'd be all right.
And since Chris isn't here, we can just keep talking about him. Anthony, I had a
No
little
one likes Chris.
I had a little chat with Chris earlier today
What'd he say?
because he was eating a bowl of cereal while on the microphone in the morning show. And he texted me, he's like, afterwards when he was listening back, he said, "Man, you could hear everything." I said, "Well, it
Duh.
did sound like you were eating a bowl of cereal on air." And he's like, "Yeah, I was, man. My bad. My bad." I said, "Don't let it happen again." And, if this was Conor McGregor, he would say, "Fucking amateur."
You got to eat a burrito or something silent. You can't eat a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, he needs a breakfast burrito, man. That would actually be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are delicious.
Get up
Get
in the
a
morning,
little
go get your
eggs,
burrito.
potato, a little green pepper in there, maybe a little hot sauce.
Man, I might actually get up and get that done now.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the best breakfast food there is, the breakfast burrito. I like the one at McDonald's. It's good, but
No.
a homemade breakfast burrito, that's where it's at.
Hey.
That is the real deal.
Wawa.
Dude, I haven't had their breakfast burrito. Good?
The poor man's Starbucks, man.
Ooh, now everything they do is good.
Wawa, dude, that sandwich is good.
I think it's Starbucks, but for reasonably priced people. Like, if you don't want to
poor man's
spend
Starbucks.
$18 million for a cup of water, then you go to Wawa. You don't go to Starbucks.
Hot
Starbucks
water.
doesn't do any of that
Hot
stuff,
water.
man. Hot water, yeah. I'd like hot water with a coffee bean in it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. What do you do, man? So going back to this Jimmy Butler deal, another
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. So there's another guy out there making some waves in the. Oh, hold on one second. We're gonna go ahead and get this piped in. All right, is this Joe from Tailgate Connect?
This is. How are you?
Hey, man, how you doing? This is Loudbeard, and across from me is Anthony Mack. We are here with Scout Team After Dark, and we're excited to have you on the show. You connected with me on Twitter. We won't say slid into the DMs because that has a negative connotation, but
Not all the time.
we connected on Twitter, and man, you got a great company going there. I'm glad to have you on the air because you can tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Sure. My partner and I, Dan Donnelly, he's a maniac who's based in California.
We like
He is
maniacs
on
in
this.
California.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say we like maniacs in California.
Where are you guys from?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay, sunny Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Kyle's not from
So any-
Orlando. Kyle's from.
I wasn't born here. Nobody's born here.
I was born here.
Bullshit. So, sorry, Joe.
Yeah, I'm disrupted.
Now, your
Go
phone
ahead.
number is from Pennsylvania. Are you up in Pennsylvania, Joe?
I am based in Pennsylvania. I actually grew up in Danville, Pennsylvania, and my partner Dan lives in Danville, California. And we connected at a Army-Navy game back in 2012, I believe it was. And I had read about his travels. He has a blog, DFT, Dan from the Tailgate, and he was on this journey, and he still continues to be, to attend a tailgate party at every college, every Division I college in America. And I think his latest number is somewhere around 114 or something like that. So it's nearing fruition. But we connected at an Army-Navy game, like I said, back in 2012. And we really hit it off. I'm not quite the maniac he is, but we share that same passion for college football and, everything that takes place prior to the game and following the game. I've been to many college football games around the country, but it's always been the people that I connect with, prior to the game in the parking lots. And it's always been the pageantry I witnessed and the stories that the opposing team's fans tell me that's really that really got my blood flowing. So I was really blessed to meet Dan. Being that he's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. We don't get to see each other that much, but every summer we'll call each other. One of us will call each other. Prior to us forming this company, we would say, where do you want to travel to this season? And it was during those, let's say, for example, we went to Ole Miss a couple years back, and you go downtown in Oxford and you have a bunch of drinks and you come home and, you just start talking, over a couple beers and, 3:00 in the morning turns into 4:00 in the morning. But we really just, we talked about how we can monetize our passion for college football and, these events in the parking lots that take place that we were both passionate about.
Nice.
And, so I following you guys on Twitter, I see you guys share the same passion, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, quick question for you. Since you're the tailgate expert, what would you say is the most passionate college football fan base at a tailgate?
Come on.
What is the most passionate fan base that you've seen? Or if you want to switch that around, craziest fan base. What's like some of the craziest stuff that you've seen?
I would base the greatest tailgating experience at Ole Miss, but I would say the most passionate is in Baton Rouge, the LSU fans.
Both of those cities have nothing else to do down there, so yeah, they get a little rowdy about football season.
They do, and that's I love going. I'm in the north, obviously, and I love going to the south, not just to see the girls in the sundresses and stuff like that during tailgating season. Up north here at Penn State and in Michigan and Ohio State and everything, they're wearing sweatpants. And but down south they wear the colorful sundresses, and the hospitality just that draws me in. And LSU just, they have a passion like nothing I've seen around the country.
Nice.
Like Ole Miss has they definitely have the pageantry, and they have might get in trouble for saying this, but they're a little bit, their tailgates are a little bit classier.
Oh, well, I know you're not talking about.
Wait. Better, but
Ole Miss has classy tailgates.
They got the Southern
Yeah,
Bells, and they've
I
got
would have never guessed that.
They're
I would have
classy,
never guessed
man.
that.
You know who's not classy? The Florida State Seminoles.
Hey,
Anthony Mack here is a
hey,
huge
hey,
Florida
bruh.
State fan, and I'm just telling you, not classy.
Hey.
When they booed all those players getting hurt the other night, I couldn't stomach it.
That was like 2 weeks ago, and it was warranted. Okay, it was warranted. Calm down.
I mean, that poor kid's bone was sticking out of his leg, and they were still booing him for getting down.
It's not true. It's not true.
All right, so
Fake news.
what other interesting?
I'm an Eagles fan, so we get that same reputation up here, even though it's not
God.
true.
Now, do you
Go
get
ahead.
get the opportunity to go to a lot of Eagles games being up there?
I do. I'm more of a college football fan. I used to go to a lot of Eagles games, prior to my marriage, and I needed to take about 2 days off to recover. So now that I have 3 little girls and a career and everything like that, and a wife, it's not for me. It's not. I don't know. I do one a year. I like to see them on the road. Like if I can always coordinate an LSU game with the Saints and Eagles game, I'll do that. Or I've seen them at other places like in Tampa. I've seen him in Jacksonville years ago.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm much more of a college football fan. I think there's a greater passion there on both sides of the, inside the stadium and outside.
Yeah. So I've got a question about your business. So it's Tailgate Connect, and you're talking about all these great tailgate experiences. So how does this work? Like, what is the connection? How does it work? What is the premise behind the business, and how will our listeners be able to use it or be able to take advantage of it?
Okay, let me tell you how it started, and then you'll see, why we started it. Like I said, my partner Dan is based in California, and he goes down to the Rose Bowl every year. It's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. And a few years back, and I'm sure you guys remember the game, Penn State played USC. It was a great game. It was a shootout. I forget what it was, like 52-45 or something crazy like that. And prior to the game, you had all these Penn State fans who probably paid, anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000 to fly across country, over the holidays to take in a Penn State bowl game, and they had nowhere to tailgate. So my partner Dan, he took in, he saw him wandering around with 12 packs of beer and chips, and that's about really all they had. And my partner, he took about 20 of them in to his tailgate. He's got a good tailgate out there, 12, 24 people, whatever. And he took these guys in, and they loved it. They were so appreciative. They couldn't believe, here was this guy from California inviting them in, shared all his food, told them stories about the Rose Bowls that he had attended, told them where to go, where the nightlife was, following the game and stuff like that. And he called me the next morning, and he's like, Joe, he goes, I got it. And, after about 5 or 6 years of talking about how we can monetize our passion, he's like, I got it. We had both been on the end, and I'm sure you guys have too. You go wherever. Let's say you go out to Michigan to see a Penn State game or whatever, and you have nowhere to go, and you want to get dialed into the social scene, but you don't know anybody. So what our company does is, we have hosts. I think we're up to about 42 schools around the country, and if you follow your team on the road, you go to our website, tailgateconnect.com, and you'll click on the Get Connected button, and then you'll punch in a one game plan, and then we reach out to the hosts that we have at those particular schools. We ask to see if they can accommodate you. Let's say you and 3 of your friends you want to travel to the University of Texas. We'll reach out to our host down there, who is a great host. They're willing to host about 1,500 people. Well, their regular tailgates host about 1,500 people a weekend. They're willing to take on 100 of our guests any Saturday that the Longhorns are home. So, and they know how to do it. So, we'll reach out to them. It's usually okay, or else they won't be part of our program. They're all willing to share, their stories, their food and drink, their passion. So, we'll shoot an email back to the people who are wanting to travel. We'll say, hey, everything's a go. They'll pay $40. And that includes, it's just a hassle-free, all-inclusive tailgate. It's kind of like the collaborative consumption business model, that's being applied all over society today. Uber's the largest taxi company in the world, but they own no vehicles.
Yeah.
Airbnb, the world's largest accommodations provider, but yet they own no real estate. And everybody's familiar with Facebook.
Yep.
It's the world's most powerful media owner, but we're the ones that create their content. So a lot of our hosts have been in place. They're very reputable. A lot of them are nationally known. These guys have been doing this for a long period of time. So, they had great parking spots. Like if you and I wanted one of those parking spots that our hosts have, you can't get to.
So
they've been in place for years. They pay a lot of money for those parking spots. We don't own them. Our hosts own them. So that's where the collaborative consumption comes into play.
Man, hey, this is a great business model. As you're describing it, like you said, Uber, I never thought Uber would take off, and it ended up being a big deal. This is the same idea. You're really creating this partnership with these hosts, with the schools, with the tailgating community, and really creating something great, man. It's such a great concept. When we saw that when we were out tailgating, and I mean, I love the idea, and I think our listeners love it too. So, and a pretty cool idea. We do have to get up to a commercial here at 8:00, so I'm gonna give you a last second here, or a last minute. Any final words that you want to say to our listeners, and why, I guess, your best reason why they need to check out Tailgate Connect?
Well, if you're, I wouldn't put my faith in these third-party, tailgate companies. They're for fake fans. If you're a real fan and you're passionate about your school, go to tailgateconnect.com, click on Get Connected. We will hook you up with a very reputable, guaranteed good time host. $40. You can't beat that nowadays. You can just Uber from your hotel. You don't have to pay $60 for a parking spot. And, you'll share in some stories and the pageantry, drinks and food, and just have a memorable experience.
Awesome.
All right, man. Hey, Joe, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show today, and I'm glad you let our listeners know about this great opportunity that's out there. Again, it's tailgateconnect.com. Is that what the website was?
Yeah, you nailed it.
All right, so listeners, make sure you check out tailgateconnect.com. Joe, thank you for being on the show, man. Have a great evening.
Yeah, you guys, thank you very much for the opportunity. You guys enjoy the rest of the season, all right?
Hey,
all right,
too.
cool.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, Anthony, are you connected?
I'm connected.
Tailgate Connected?
Tailgateconnect.com. Sounds like organized wedding crashers. Just saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
I think that should be our new business, is organized wedding crashing.
crashers. Dude, that is actually a thing. I think we might be behind the curve a little bit on it.
If you guys didn't hear that, was that Chris America? Did Chris America show up?
He showed up.
All right, just in time. If you guys want to listen to the best of Chris America, stay tuned. Quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with you.
Did you know 40 points on your credit score could cost you $40,000 on a mortgage? Thankfully, Lexington Law is here to help. Since 1991, Lexington Law has helped over 500,000 customers take action on their credit reports. Call 877-910-7472 to talk to a repair specialist now. Personalized credit consultation is free. Getting access to your report is free, plus free score evaluation with a recommended solution. Call now and get on the path to recovery. Call Lexington Law at 877-910-7472. That's 877-910-7472.
Oh, it's summertime. And what's that mean? We're all heading off to the golf course. But don't go too fast. Make sure you go to 12ouncesportsradio.com and book a tee time. At the bottom of any page, you'll see Book Like a Pro. Click that banner, enter your course of choice or zip code, find a tee time you like, book that tee time, and you'll get up to 50% off, courtesy of 12-Ounce Sports Radio. Book like a pro, even if you don't play like one.
Ring Central features all-in-one phone, messaging, and video conferencing. It's easy to use with unparalleled security. Ring Central simplifies things so you can grow. Call Ring Central to speak with a representative about a price for your growing business at 877-779-3860. Again, that's 877-779-3860.
And welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Sports, and I did not get the opportunity to give a formal introduction to the great American patriot that we all have known.
Nobody cares.
We have all known to love, and that would be...
Come on.
Yeah, it's your boy Chris America
man,
coming to you
turn
live.
your mic on, Chris.
It's on.
Turn your mic on, Chris.
It's on. Why don't you turn me up?
I can't hear you at all.
Turn me up. It's Chris America coming to you live every Wednesday night.
America, tweet at Chris Scout Team if you can hear him.
Sorry,
nobody can hear him.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. America needed me, and I needed to go serve America for a minute. Had to take care of some business for America, and I'm here now. I heard you guys on the way over here. It was a good show, good interview by you guys. That tailgating thing sounds awesome. I'm going away this weekend. Maybe I should try to get hooked up with one of those tailgates.
Absolutely. Get it done.
Go ahead. Well, Loudon, what do you think as you got a mouthful of chicken in your mouth?
He called you out, bro.
Now, it's funny because he's called me a couple of times on the morning show, and I'm still eating breakfast sometimes. And it was funny because he caught it. I started talking, and I was trying to make it sound like I didn't have food in my mouth, but I did a poor job of that. And then Loudbeard, without skipping a beat, goes, "It sounds like you're really biting into this issue, so let's really dive into it." I can't remember what it was.
No, it was Monday. I said, "Hey, Chris America, it sounds like you're already biting into your idiot sandwich, so let's go ahead and talk about your idiot sandwich." That's exactly what happened. True story, bro. True story.
Oh, man.
So let's see. We went over to Jimmy Butler trade or wannabe
trade, which is absolutely ridiculous.
This is what the NBA's become now.
What? A whole bunch of idiots that don't want to go play with LeBron?
A bunch of players that once they get tired of being where they're at, they say, "Hey, I want out of here. Trade me."
I mean, it's cool because, you know, how many teams in the NBA?
30.
30. So you got 30 different cities you want to go to. But as a player, I'm assuming that you don't want to visit all of them playing for that team. I'm just asking. Just saying, right?
You asking for a friend?
Yeah.
I think the days of
Jimmy Butler's been around.
No, he's only been to Chicago and Minnesota. I think.
Minnesota.
I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's just Chicago,
it's just
and Minnesota.
the two.
All right, cool.
But I mean, he's on his third.
That's crazy.
Which isn't too bad. I've had 2 marriages. If I get married again, I'd be on my third. So
Vince
it
Carter's
happens.
been around.
Vince Carter's been around for a minute, but
he's been to half the teams in the NBA.
He was there when they were hanging up peach baskets, and you had to get a ladder to climb up. And they sent Vince up there because he could jump up high. They said, "Hey, Vince, can you just jump up? We don't want to mess with the ladder anymore." Vince would jump up, grab the ball out of the peach basket, and bring it down for everybody.
That's crazy.
And then one day he's like, "Hey, why don't we just cut a hole at the bottom? I'm tired of jumping up, guys."
No more jumping for Vince, huh?
Well, I mean, he still jumped, but just to slam dunk, not to get the ball out of the basket.
So did you hear the teams Jimmy Butler's wanting to go to?
I heard it was the Clippers, New York, and New York or Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, and the LA Clippers. So I mean, that's not a bad list. I don't know.
That's a horrible list.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad list for a super team. It's not him trying to go be on a super team. I guess he just wants to be in those cities. I guess he just wants to be in LA or New York. Is what it sounds like.
It does, and LeBron's really spearheading this new Space Jam 2 concept.
Okay,
he's trying to get it going. Now, do you think if Jimmy Butler doesn't go to LA to play with LeBron, he's off the Space Jam crew?
Yeah, and if this Space Jam doesn't have Muggsy Bogues in it, I'm not interested.
There's no short person in the NBA. Though.
Who was the tall white guy in Space Jam?
Sean Bradley.
Was it Sean Bradley?
I'm pretty sure it was Sean Bradley. Man, early draft pick, 7'7" or something ridiculous. Yeah. Could not play basketball, but he was tall.
If Sean Bradley and Muggsy Bogues aren't in this new film, I'm not interested.
Well, I think you won't.
And then how are they going to get the tunes to play well without Michael's magic stuff?
It's going to be LeBron's magic stuff. Man,
so they're going to
don't be hating on LeBron.
So they're going to get to the finals and lose? I mean, he's supposed to save the tunes, not get to the finals and lose.
He just hates LeBron, dude. He just hates LeBron.
What if he teams up with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, and then they do it together? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork does make the dream work. And that's what he has to do to win gold medals.
Yeah,
Him and Carmelo Anthony.
I don't want to see Carmelo.
Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, if we're going full banana boat, we're bringing in Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's staying out of retirement just so LeBron considers him for Space Jam. He said, "Let's give it one more year. I want to make sure I make LeBron's team." Carmelo, he goes over to Houston. I mean, this could be a train wreck, but let's see what happens.
Destroy Houston.
Now, where do you guys put Space Jam, the song, in all of your top 5 sports songs?
Wait.
I Believe I Can Fly?
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Oh, no.
Here's your chance. Do your dance. Is that number 5?
No.
Because We Are the Champions is number 1. We Will Rock You is number 2.
Zombie Nation's number 3.
Yeah, and then number 4 is Who Let the Dogs Out.
What?
Woof, woof, woof.
How?
How what?
How? Whatever, dude. It's too
Or-
late.
or
I'm rocking
What
it.
about We Will Rock You?
That was number
Yeah,
2.
it's Number 2.
Oh, We Are the Champions. I thought was
That's-
number.
No, that was number 1.
Number 1.
Then number 3 was.
It was Zombie Nation.
Oh, well, my bad. I totally missed all those.
That's all right.
I was too busy eating chicken wings and drinking beer. Sorry, Chris America. If I don't
Like
I
a
don't-
real American.
I don't live up to your expectations.
I guess you got to put him at 5. I guess you got to put the Space Jam song.
Yeah,
at
because
5.
are there any other songs that we're missing?
Not off the top of my head.
What
what
about
was-
Hey Hey Goodbye?
Nope. So that's number 5. What was that one?
Na, na, na,
The sports
na, na,
remix
na,
where it started off with "Let's get ready to rumble."
Was it Let's Get Ready to Rumble, the name of the song?
Well, I don't know what the name of the song, but it had like this
wasn't
whole
the name of the
remix
song.
of it. It was pretty badass.
I mean, a couple of people have sampled that. So
What about the Mortal Kombat song?
Is that a sports song?
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fight
fighting
song.
to the death is a sport.
Fight.
For UFC when you come out. What about Shipping Out to Boston? That one
Okay.
played at every Boston arena and field
The,
and
the
anywhere.
Chicago Bulls song when they open.
Jock Jams. That's what it was.
Jock Jams. Oh yeah, do the best of
Don't
Jock
play it.
Jams.
Don't play it.
Play it.
Don't do it.
Playoffs.
But I want to say Chicago Bulls when they opened. That was a great song. He's gonna play.
He's putting it up against the microphone.
I'm trying to listen
Sound
to
quality
it.
is great.
You don't think that song is top?
Hey, Chris
top
America,
6?
Plug it in.
Did we
You don't think that song's top 6? The Chicago
one?
Bulls opening song.
The yeah, that's actually probably up towards number
That's
3
up
or
there,
4.
man, 'cause that
That's
thing get
over. That's
everybody
over all the
hyped.
other ones.
Yeah, that thing gets
Michael
hype.
Michael Jordan made that one popular because everybody loved watching
Right.
the Bulls, and when you heard that song,
Because I mean, that was when you knew the finals was
hold
going
on, hold on. We ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, I think it stopped.
Wait, isn't that the Orlando Magic?
Oh, here you go. I like
this
to
it? Yeah.
move it.
Welcome to the big show.
Say way-oh, way-oh. You guys don't remember this in the 90s?
I mean, I do, but
Sounds
it doesn't get me all jumping.
like a
That doesn't
crappy
get you
high school
jumping?
Basketball game.
It's like every single
Whoa,
jam out
there it is.
song. This is all 90s right here.
I heard.
I'm at Millway Middle School right now.
Okay, I've had enough of that.
yeah,
I'm at Millway Middle School right now, jamming out at the pep rally. Those are good times.
I went to a Tampa Bay arena football game. What was the Tampa Bay? What it is?
The
Tampa
Storm.
Bay
The
Tampa Bay
Storm,
And they had Nina Simone "Feeling Good," like a remix to that, and that got you actually pretty hyped. Like I wanted to go down on the field and tackle.
Man, I'm
a
gonna
couple
really have
people.
to turn you up higher, Mac, because
Turn me up, then.
man, you're talking into the microphone, and it's like
talking
a
into
foot
it.
from your face, man.
It's not a foot from my face. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here.
Eat the microphone, Mac. Hey, is Ian calling in? Did we ever confirm that? You want to text him real quick? Hopefully he's not sleeping.
Yeah, I'll send him a texty text.
He
can-
shouldn't
he
be
can
sleeping.
call
He
your
should be
phone or
listening
my
to
phone.
us.
That's a good point.
Jackass.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the behind the scenes of the epic breakup of Rehab Sports Guys, and these guys all went in different directions.
Did they break up, or did they
They're
just
big fights? I hear women might have been involved. There
Did
could have
they-
been some drugs. We get the whole VH1 behind the scenes of Rehab Sports Guys, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'd love to hear the breakdown of what's going on, what's happening, and Ian's our insider. Remember when I traded you two for him? I wish
Yeah.
that trade
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
came down because this would have never happened. He got left over there with those Rehab Sports Guys, and the name is because they're in rehab, man, and they
They're in
all fell off the
rehab.
boat.
Well,
They fell off the wagon.
well, you saw what happened in Arkansas, right? I'd go into rehab too.
They're like, let's do a show just on Arkansas. Did you see that game? We're out.
yeah.
We're done. That game, no, there's nothing to talk about. What are we
Yeah,
going to talk
it's
a whole year on how terrible Arkansas football is?
Yeah,
we'll
we don't
break
mean
you
that.
up.
We're not really hating on Rehab Sports Guys or the Hog Show. We love you guys. Just having a little fun. But yeah, that's rough sledding, man.
Hey, man,
who's
speak for
worse?
yourself.
Who's worse, Willie T or Chad Morris?
Come on, man.
Now, I like Chad Morris, man.
Come on, dude. Really? You guys are jack. Dude, get off my coach, man. When I beat you this year, you're going to be wishing that Willie T wasn't there.
All right, man. I think we're going to have
You think you got
Ian
me
calling
this year?
here.
There's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
Unless you guys find some sort of dramatic Michael's magic stuff to make your offensive line better.
Wow.
We'll see how you guys do
Your
against
offensive
NIU.
line isn't that much better,
It's better than what you guys have.
but my defense is good. So
Your defense is good.
yeah, we'll rely on our defense for a little while. We got it. We got this.
So we just asked Ian if he was still calling in, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, no, he's ready. He just didn't
He's
know
not
if we were.
working.
I just kind of did a half paying attention to the microphone and half like phone text that did not make any sense to him. I said, "Call me in now."
Call me. Wow.
He's looking at it like, "What does this mean?"
What's-
I have no idea what any of this means right now.
Kyle's finally jumped off the bridge.
Chris, can you correct it? Because I obviously can't text. Oh,
You got a call?
you know, I always know
You
it's a
got a
good
call?
sign when I receive a phone call from Arkadelphia.
Dude, stop texting me with this. crap.
What's up, Ian? How's it going, man?
What's up, guys?
You doing all right today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you still half asleep?
No, I've
Good.
been awake. I haven't gone back to sleep yet.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
Man, that graveyard shift, I did that when I was a little bit younger, and I probably did it for about 2 years. Man, that wears on you. There's just no getting used to the graveyard shift, so I feel for you,
No.
man.
I used to work straight graveyard. Now I'm kind of on a release shift, so I work everything.
That's even worse because then you don't know if you're going to be late night or early morning. You kind of all over the place.
Late
Yeah.
nights.
So we were just hyping it. I don't know if you were listening in, but we want to get the VH1 behind the story about the big breakup of Rehab Sports Guys. So give us the juicy details.
It's not really a big breakup because we're all still part of the 12-ounce sports radio family.
Oh, so there's no good stories. Nobody punched somebody else's wife.
Nobody's
or-
addicted to heroin under a bridge.
Something about paying
while the
Urban
other
Meyer
while
off.
the other one's selling real estate.
Nobody went into a deep depression after that Arkansas game the other day.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad. Luckily, we don't watch games together because of our different NFL biases and stuff. So we can't, like, me and David, if we ever sat through a Cowboys-Titans game, I might kill him.
And thank goodness they only play once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like, literally, if we ever – I sat and watched the Titans-Steelers game last year with him, and that was hard enough. But if we ever had he's the number one Cowboys hater I've ever met.
Have you
Which
met
is funny
Loudon?
because he's
You've
also
never met
a
us.
Which is funny because he's a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Huh.
What? That
That's
doesn't even
weird.
make any sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I have a question for you. Now, what's everybody up to? I saw Jay Will is going to be joining Jimmy on What's Up Sports. Does that sound right? And then
Yes.
you are going to be still involved. You're going to be, I think you're going to still be writing. Are you going to be on any shows, or you're just going to try to be involved wherever you can?
I'm going to be writing, and I'll make guest appearances whenever I'm free.
Nice. Like tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show. Who am I missing over there? We've got
David.
You got the villain.
Yeah, David.
The villain, yeah.
The villain. Even though he's a Titans fan, we do care about what he's doing also.
Yeah,
No, he
he's
doesn't.
going to be on the NFL pregame show with Jimmy, Chris, and Jesse.
Ah, sweet.
That's going to be a lot of fun, man. Yeah, I know being the producer of the show can be pretty challenging, man. You guys were putting on a great you guys were doing a great job. We're really going to miss you on 5 days a week, but I get it, man. That's a grind, and we have a lot of respect for everything that you did and your boys did, and we're sad to see it go, but we're glad that you guys aren't just disappearing into the night. We've seen a lot of other podcasts and sports shows like the Basement Sports Report and Sports Counter, guys that were good friends of our show, and then they just disappeared, man. And you guys are dedicated to staying involved, and you love what you do. So, man, we've had a lot of respect for all of you guys for a long time. We've loved your show, and I'm just glad that you're sticking to it, and you're going to just be a part of anything you can on 12-ounce sports radio.
Yeah, I'm a big person on if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to be like half in it, half out of it. So I told him, I said, so how it went down is I basically was like, hey, I just want to produce a show, and make appearances, and not really be on the show like I was, and just be kind of whenever they did the show, I would just produce it, get it out, and do all that stuff. Well, when it comes down to it, I love them. They're like Jesse and Dave are like my brothers, but Jesse and David together in a situation by themselves is not a good thing. They butt heads. That's kind of where I came into play. Is like I kind of can check both of them, but they can't check each other, because then it becomes a shot. It's hilarious. Like that's why I love the show. Is like I'll sit there and I could stir the pot. Like I'd say something that I knew would get on Jesse's nerves, and then David would jump, and it would just be this big, humongous thing. And Jesse too would know what push David's buttons, and I would jump on. Like he'd bring up Dak and then call Mariota trash in the same sentence.
Well, this is like
that's
what we
just
do
like
with
throwing
Anthony.
gasoline on the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
So,
He
but
didn't
I
wanna talk to
enjoy
us.
I enjoy writing. I did it before we started the show. Like I used to write my own blog, and then when we got into doing podcasts, I just quit doing it. And I knocked out this week's, and I'm almost done with it. I got to get Jeff to do some things ad wise, but I'm done with it. Got into a little, kind of picked the 5 games that possibly could have playoff implications, like the Jaguars and Steelers, or not Jaguars and Steelers, Jaguars and Patriots. Gave a little compliment to your boy Bortles.
Oh yeah, he's the man. Hashtag Bortles Mania.
But why?
But why?
Yeah, but why?
He's a hater. Don't listen, Ian.
I've been a Bortles hater since he came in the league, but when he's efficient, the Jaguars are unstoppable.
Oh boy.
Unstoppable, Anthony. Live it up, man.
They were unstoppable last Sunday.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, because when they go up 2 touchdowns and Bortles is efficient, those for over 75% completion percentage, you really have no way to beat them, because they're going to run it down your throat and you're not going to get the ball.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of the Jaguars, you guys had a little bet. I don't remember who the bet was between, but it had to do with Leonard Fournette not making 1,000 yards, correct?
Yes, it was between Jesse and David.
Okay. So far, Leonard Fournette is not on any sort of pace to make 1,000 yards. He was out all game last week. He got injured week 1. Who took which side of the bet, and what's the payout?
Can you not guess? Like who would say that?
I'm guessing
Fournette wouldn't get 1,000 yards.
I'm guessing the Titans fan, right?
Yes. So David said that Fournette wasn't getting 1,000 yards. Which, being a Titans fan, he made a good point. He said with no receiving core, a lot of it falls on Fournette, which it falls on the running game. But we also said the bet's nullified if he gets hurt.
So is it?
that's
is it
lame.
nullified now?
It depends on how long he's out. If
I
he
gotcha.
comes back, no. I still think even if he does come back, he'd get 1,000 yards.
Yeah. I mean, there's 16 games, 14 games. If he runs, even if he runs like 85, 90 yards a game, he'll be over 1,000 in 14 games. So I hope he gets over 1,000 yards because he's on my fantasy team.
Of course. Of course.
It's all about fantasy for you, isn't it?
It really is.
Sometimes you just have to live in reality.
Like Saquon Barkley has really done nothing for the Giants, but he scored 25 points for me every week because he's caught like 30 passes.
I will say, I watched that entire game, and yes, it was 20-13, but it was never that close. But every time Saquon Barkley touched the ball, I was holding my breath. I was like, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, you never know. It's him and Zeke are the same way. They can be bottled up all game long, and then one guy misses a tackle, and there's a hole, and they're gone.
Yeah, if you look at the stat sheet, it looked like Zeke ran all over him, which he didn't. He had 2-3 yards, but they're the type of players, they're going to wear you down, and then finally at the end of the game, Giants started arm tackling. You can't arm tackle a Zeke or a Saquon Barkley or even a Leonard Fournette. Because if you're arm tackling in the fourth quarter, they're just going to run right through it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And then they got the speed. Once they're out in the open, forget it. You're not catching either one.
Oh, yeah. I'll just roll out the tape of when Leonard Fournette played against A&M, and a defensive back tried to go head up with him and didn't end very well for him.
So I'm gonna talk about your Cowboys for just a second, and I'm trying not to hate. I want to be respectful with you coming on our show. We do appreciate it. So Cowboys, they look a lot better this past week. They looked rough first week going up against the Carolina Panthers. Are you feeling a little bit more optimism after they had a better showing week 2? Are you thinking that they might be able to pull it together and come up with a pretty solid season?
I still think it hasn't really changed too much. I'm one of the realest persons you ever. I'll spit it like it is. Yeah, if we can run the ball, we'll be all right. But if you look at it, let's be honest here. The Giants aren't the Panthers. So I think it had more to do. And let's talk about it. Y'all haven't talked about it on the show because I haven't heard it. You got to give Panthers credit where it's due because their defense is legit.
Oh, yeah, I was gushing about it that Monday afterwards because I'm a huge Panthers fan. I loved what I saw from the front seven. They didn't show up that well against the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons definitely moved the ball all over them, but Atlanta's a tough team. When you got Julio Jones, it's tough to cover. But, yeah, that front seven against the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what else you could expect from Dak and Zeke when they were playing that well because when Luke Kuechly is on, he is on, and he's basically the Peyton Manning of defenses, man. He knows what you're going to call. He knows what your set is. He knows what your audibles are. And I know I've heard several times where Tom Brady's mentioned about how he'll audible out of a play, and then he'll see Luke Kuechly audible right into whatever it is they're doing, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a great battle. Especially, I'd love to be able to watch firsthand Luke Kuechly go against Drew Brees because they're both so great at their craft, and Luke Kuechly is so quick. He's one of the fastest linebackers I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, his sideline to sideline mobility is off the charts.
If he could just stay healthy, that's his biggest problem.
I mean, when you hit hard, man, your head takes that pounding with you.
Yeah, he plays at 100 miles an hour, and even he got a little banged up in the game against the Cowboys. So, but I was very shocked. I picked the Panthers to win because we kind of went through every week and picked games, and I thought the Panthers would come away with that win because the Falcons just looked atrocious. I think Sarkisian is a freaking idiot.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Like, in the game, like, they would run – I'm a freaking film buff. Like, I always watch film. And they would line up and cover one man-to-man on Sanu and Julio. I don't care what I'm calling. I'm audible into a pass play. If you're putting Julio Jones in one-on-one coverage, I'm running that all day long.
Yeah, throw the ball up, man. He's going to get it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
And then they'd get it down to the inside the 5, and then they'd take Julio Jones and Sanu out the game and go heavy packets. What are y'all doing?
Yeah. Too predictable, man.
You're changing your identity because of the situation. I'm going to keep doing what got me where I'm at.
All right, so I know it's a little early in the season to do this, but if you were going to name who was going to be in the AFC Championship game this year and who's going to be in the NFC Championship game this year, who are your 2 top teams from each conference?
And you want me to name a conference championship game? Is that what?
Yeah, let's see. So if you go AFC side, and last year we had the Jags versus the Patriots, we could see a repeat of that again on the AFC side. Who do you think are the top 2? And then on the NFC side, I mean, who are the Eagles going back? Vikings. We've got the Packers. A lot of great teams out there. Who do you think will be the top 2 teams in each conference this year?
I'm riding this. I said it after week 1. I'm going to keep riding it. I like the Kansas City Chiefs. They have so many weapons, and there's no tape on Mahomes right now, so he's going to have that wave, kind of like Dak did his rookie year, but he's way better than Dak. So, and he has more weapons, in my opinion. He has a running game. He has a ton of receivers out on the outside. With Hill, you got nobody in the world can guard Kelsey. So I like them, and I really, really like – you can't go against the Patriots. So I'm going to go Kansas City versus the Patriots.
I like it, man. I'm really high.
Ain't nobody beating those Jags. Just saying. Bortles mania, man. Blake Bortles could tear it up.
I will tell you this: if they get the number 1, the Jaguars get the number 1 seed, nobody's beating them in Jacksonville.
What?
That's my man right there.
That was the whole difference between the Patriots and Jaguars in the playoffs is it was in Foxborough and not in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize this, but it was hot as balls down here in Florida this past Sunday, and it was like 107 degrees up in Jacksonville. So they definitely weren't. They're not going to get that in January, but the Patriots were not ready for that.
It won't be 30. It won't be like 20 degrees like it is in Foxborough.
No, it won't. It'll be a nice
45.
It'll be a nice 75, a crisp 75, 80 up here. Now I'm with you, man, on Patrick Mahomes. I'm very high on him. He's my new favorite quarterback. I like a guy that, with his first 2 starts, he goes into a shootout basically with Phillip Rivers. a great quarterback in his own right. That when it gets into a shootout, Philip Rivers is as good as anybody when it comes to playing in shootout type games. And then got into a shootout with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the kid did not skip a beat. He didn't flinch. He didn't cower away or fold under the pressure. Every time they needed him to make a pass and come in through with a play in the shootout type scenario, he stepped up, man, and 10 touchdowns through 2 games. I'm excited to see this guy come through. I hope he's around for 20 years, man. He reminds me a lot of Brett Favre with that gunslinging mentality, run around and make things happen.
I mean, I feel like somebody's got an unhealthy obsession with Patrick Mahomes.
As soon as I saw him, man, I love it, man.
You sitting
it's
on
exciting.
a tree limb outside his window,
I will be.
just staring at him at night.
I do not see the comparisons with Brett Favre at all. I'm sorry, he's not a gunslinger, bro.
Apparently, you're not watching him because that kid can launch
good.
the football.
It's such
Packers
a small
fan.
sample size.
Yeah,
typical Packers fan.
Whatever, man. He has shown me a little
Nobody's
bit
as
more.
good as Brett Favre, except for maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers is better than Brett
nobody
Favre.
drafts more cornerbacks.
Shut up, man. Fire
Hey,
McCarthy.
I do have a take that I said on our show that I think could happen. That unless Mike McCarthy decides to, well, I'll say this: the biggest problem with Aaron Rodgers is the fact that Aaron Rodgers, and they don't keep balance. They believe in Aaron Rodgers too much, and you don't get balance. And without balance, defenses know what you're going to do. Like, they'll get a first down running the ball, and you're like, okay, they're running the ball well, and then first down, you go complete empty.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, they're passing, and if that's an incompletion, now you're behind the chains and you can't run the ball, and now you have to pass the ball 2 more times. So I ask you, is Aaron Rodgers' ability also a negativity when you're calling plays as offensive coordinator?
I absolutely think that McCarthy should not be calling plays. He's shown time and time again that he's a hindrance. He's not helping Aaron Rodgers at all. And you're absolutely right. He depends on Aaron Rodgers for his career, basically. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't figured out why we haven't drafted a quality running back in 3 years. I haven't figured it out. It's getting crazy. And last year, the last 2 years, we had ample opportunity to draft quality running backs, young guys that can help out Aaron Rodgers, and we did nothing of the sort. When you draft 3 cornerbacks in a draft where everybody knows you need a running back, you're in the hot seat, and you got one. You got this last chance to do anything correct, and otherwise you're gone. I'm already fire McCarthy train. I think he should go. So that's my take on that.
So are the Packers not on your NFC predictions, Anthony Mack?
Dude, it happens every year. We're great. We're good. Aaron Rodgers comes out on fire. He's unstoppable. And then we get exposed in the playoffs because we don't have a running game. It happens every single year. It's absolutely ridiculous, the cycle that we've been on the last 5 years.
All right, so Anthony, why don't you give us your 2 top NFC teams that will be battling in the NFC Championship, and then we'll let Ian answer it with his top 2. Who do you got?
I hate to say this, man. Minnesota looked tough. And shit, I got to go with the Eagles.
Oh, Minnesota and Philly.
So just a return of last year's?
Yeah. I mean,
could happen.
I said when Cousins went over to Minnesota, I said they need more.
You said he's a top 5 quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league.
I said they
I
needed
can't believe
more.
the Redskins would let him go for that.
I say they needed more, and I can't believe that they traded the quarterback that got him to the playoffs. I can't believe they traded that guy, but they did, and obviously that move for the first 2 weeks is working out. They look formidable.
So the Broncos are tough, yes.
The Minnesota Vikings are tough, and the Eagles they'll get straight. They'll get it all right. We're Wentz or Foles.
Ian, Eagles and Vikings. Do you agree or you disagree? Who do you think?
I'm cool with the Vikings. I mean, shoot. Kirk Cousins put up 425 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Packers.
Against my 3 rookie cornerbacks.
Hey, he still did it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'm not high on my 3 rookie cornerbacks. I'm just not high on them.
And another team I'm high on, as long as they stay healthy, is the Carolina Panthers. That defense is legit.
I'm not sold on it, man. I'm sorry, Chris America. I'm not sold on Carolina yet, man.
Norv Turner is an offensive genius. He's like the Wade Phillips of offense. Like, he's not a good head coach, but he is a great offensive mind.
So he was great offensive mind for the Cowboys as a coordinator, but he was a terrible head coach for the Redskins. Okay, yeah, I can remember all that. Yep, that definitely serves me correctly. Yes. Thank you for bringing it up, Ian.
Remember when he was in it was San Diego at the time. They went, I think, 13-3 or 12-4, and then lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, those were the Tomlinson years, man. They had so much talent. Tomlinson and then Rivers was hitting his stride. Mm-hmm. They could have done so much, and they just came up short.
That was like 2 years in a row.
So I'm going to agree with both of you guys on the Vikings, but neither of you mentioned the Rams. Do you not believe? Are you not believers?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a believer in the Rams, and I'm not a believer in the Carolina. The Rams, they're missing something. I'm not sold on Goff yet. I know that's hard to believe, but I'm not sold on Goff. But
everybody else on their team is just amazing.
Gurley is unstoppable. Goff has questions to answer, to me.
Are all those guys on the defense that they brought in going to get along? I got to see that, because they brought in a lot of players that are big contract guys and probably egos through the roof, including Aaron Donald and
they brought in
Peters from
Sue,
Kansas City. Sue came over. It's like you got all these egos on defense. It's the opposite of a lot of teams that have a lot of egos on offense. So now you got to try and mold. Is it Wade Phillips correct, the defense coordinator?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But if they can mold that, I like LA a lot, but I don't think they'll be able to keep all those egos in check.
I don't like Sue at all. Any team with Sue, you can whatever.
Why? Because something happened 7 years ago?
Hey,
you should see Anthony's face right now. He is.
Yeah. He's
a black guy, but his face is red right now. Just thinking about Sue.
Look. Any team with Sue, I can never root for. Ever.
Just because of an Aaron Rodgers incident?
Dude, that was dirty. You know it.
All right. Well, we'll learn about.
He was dirty in Miami.
We'll learn about we'll learn about the Rams here soon. They started out with an easy schedule with the hapless Raiders and the hapless Cardinals. Now their schedule gets turned up. They have Chargers, Vikings, Seahawks, Broncos, Niners, Packers, Saints, and Seahawks.
Did you say Niners?
Yeah.
Niners aren't for real either.
All I know is that's still a schedule that's a tough slate.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Niners either, so whatever.
I am a big fan of the Browns. They're playing Thursday night. Jets versus Browns.
They got to get one.
Who do you think's going to win this Thursday night? It's a matchup of monstrous proportions right here. Cleveland versus the New York Jets.
Oh, man. I don't know what they were thinking when they scheduled this preseason, but I'm not watching. I'll put it that way.
No, come on. You know what, though?
Come on,
This is the game. I guarantee you, this is probably going to be the game of the week. Because I think, like, the Browns are so close. Like, they can feel it. Like, they're like, the curse is about to be over. You know what I'm saying? And the Jets are looking pretty solid lately.
So if the Browns win, do you think there's going to be rioting in the streets afterwards? It's going to be like
they're gonna
when
burn something.
Philly won the Super Bowl and they had to like grease the poles.
Yeah, they're going to burn
something. That's how the city of
Yeah.
Cleveland will be after one win. They'll be busting open all those Bud Light coolers all over the place.
The Browns
People will be
burn
rioting, man.
The Browns are going to burn something down, bro. I guarantee it.
They
might
should
burn
definitely
the
have a
bus.
parade.
Yeah, Tim Couch will be the king of the parade. They will put him on the main float.
It reminds me of you remember Miami back in 99, I believe, after all the suspensions were over, and
Miami, pro or college?
The Hurricanes, and they had lost that they went through a couple of seasons.
Is that haterade?
No, this is actually a good thing, and I think it was it Ty Willingham, and they had won a big game, and they were in the locker room, and they were just solemn. They were just like, calm. They were getting dressed and everything, and everybody was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "Act like you've been here before, you know. Don't take one win too far. Like we still have the rest."
If you're
of the season
Cleveland,
to
I'm
go.
taking that win as far as I can.
I get that. I get that.
But they haven't been there before.
Yeah,
That's what I was about to say.
I
Like,
get it.
What
but,
is your point? I
but
don't
I-
understand.
but
the
I-
it's like,
story.
hey,
But I
pretend
can
like you're on
imagine-
the moon right now. Just
No,
go ahead
no,
and
no,
just
no.
act like you've been
undefeated
here
right
before.
listen,
now. You
I
haven't,
can
you've won
believe-
every game since
I can
1982.
believe when they win this game, if they win this game, it's not going to be like a celebration. I think it's going to be very solemn. Like the fans might burn things down, but the players are going to be like, okay, we'll go back to work on Monday.
No, I want to see the field goal post lit on fire by the players. I want to see like a tribal dance around it.
Somebody's getting fined.
Yeah, stupid.
Our
I
boy
swear.
McNeil will probably be the one leading that parade. Just saying. We'll have to reach out to him, see if he can.
Man. Is the Hefe a Browns fan?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hefe is.
Yeah. All right, so he might be the one burning down stuff. Burn
We
down
might
his
not have a
curtains.
12-ounce sports
He burned down
radio
the station.
for
The
Friday.
station's burned down. All I see is sitting in the ashes is this golden microphone just glimmering a little bit through the flames and the ash and the soot.
I'm
Just a
just
little
saying.
tarnished.
It'll look
golden
like
microphone.
in the Star Wars movie with the Lord Vader helmet,
Yes.
kind of all damaged and everything.
And
It'll
you're
look like that.
That used to be.
It'll have this
the
ominous
golden
like
microphone.
music going on.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. I think that's gonna be the game of the week. Like seriously, I believe
Jets
that's gonna
Browns.
be- I believe it is, man. Because if the Browns win, this is gonna be.
They
an
need to start
eruption.
Mayfield just so we can have Mayfield versus Darnold. Pick 1 versus pick 3. Let's do it. Just for 1 week. Just for 1 week.
I honestly really want to
Hey,
see Mayfield, man. I want to see what he can do out there.
That would be
If you're
crazy.
Hugh Jackson, you're gonna get fired anyways because you can't figure out how to
Hugh
win the
Jackson-
game. So why not throw out
Hugh
the
Jackson is bulletproof, man.
How are you bulletproof when you've won one game in 30
know.
That's why he's
That's
bulletproof.
why he's
He's only
bulletproof,
won one
dude.
game.
He's only won
still there.
one game. He's still there. That
It's-
guy's bulletproof.
Things are looking up, man.
Yeah.
They won half a game this year.
He got something on the owners or something.
I
don't know.
said on the before the season started, I'm like, I think he's got to win 7 or 8 games to justify keeping his job. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? That's a huge. You're expecting too much. I'm like, he's been there for 3 years, and you can't win more than 5 games in
games?
3 years. Like,
Yeah, dude.
how do you expect to keep your job?
I mean, when you have FSU fans wanting to fire their coach after 3 games,
that's
then
not
I mean,
me.
expectations.
Those are
Now-
fake fans.
Hey, now I got to ask: are there any porn stars asking for Chad Morse's job like Willie
Dude,
Taggart has right
That's who that was, dude.
Yeah, Mia Khalifa,
By the
she's
way,
a porn
by
star.
the way, bruh, like I forgot my rule about you, and I googled who the hell was Mia Khalifa.
Did you do it
You
while you were
mother-
at like your child's like
No,
chorus practice
no,
in front of
no,
a bunch of little kids?
No. But I
isn't
was.
she a Redskins fan?
No, she's a. I don't-
She's a foreskin fan.
This is
End
Scott
the, end of the
after
show
dark.
right now. We're not going to be able to do any better than that.
Holy crap! Oh man, but I didn't know who it was, and I'm like, who is this? And I researched. And I'm like, oh my goddamn, Chris America got me again. But I didn't know she was a avid Florida State fan.
you were
Oh,
so
she's been
uncultured.
huge.
Yeah.
And the
What
Florida
the
State.
hell?
And then she also, her other favorite thing to do is when players, like I think, what was it, Old Miss Chad Kelly? Is that
Yeah,
right?
Chad Kelly slid
Chad
into
Kelly
the
slid her
DMs.
DMs, like, hey, let me hit some of that. So she like
She
screenshot it and posted it,
Oh,
called him
that's-
out.
That's crazy. Yeah, she's a.
I bet he was hacked that one day just for
Yeah.
that one DM.
How
Someone
do,
hacked his account just
Just
to
for
hit
that,
on Mia
hacked.
Khalifa.
how do we let somebody like that become? I mean, hey, look, everybody's a person. I'm sorry, that's a wrong
No, I mean,
statement.
she's got a,
Yeah,
she's got a
she's
job
cool.
to do.
I just didn't realize that she
don't
was
be
a
hating, man.
avid
She's good
Florida
people.
State fan. She's good people.
I DM'd her. We've been talking. We got a thing going.
Oh man, that's
I
crazy.
just put your face on my
Yeah,
profile,
the golden
Anthony
mic.
Mack. I actually put a picture of the golden mic
The
only.
golden mic, that's
And she's
it.
like, "Ooh, I like the shape of that."
I really feel like she shouldn't be against Willie T. I think she needs to go down to Tallahassee and say, listen, this is how you bend over and take a
you
large
say,
one up the
Go
A.
down on Tallahassee.
She would probably do that too, or
Lord.
probably
Oh,
has
God.
done that.
Dude, she was going after Jameis when he was there.
I mean, yeah.
It's been a while. I really didn't know who.
She'd be like, hey,
she
Jameis,
was.
my safety word is crab legs.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Dude, we got those for free.
And guess
Hey,
what? She'd
I do
never
have
say
one
crab legs.
question before I get off here.
All right, what's
All
that?
right, do it.
Speaking of Jameis, should James not get his starting job back after he comes back.
It's Fitzmagic's now. I was talking about it the other morning, and I was thinking, okay, Jameis deserves it. He's the younger guy. He's going to be the future. But after Fitzmagic wore that Conor McGregor outfit the other night, you never bench that guy again. He's a legend in Tampa Bay.
You can't bench him. You can't bench Fitz because he's actually winning, something that Tampa Bay hasn't done the last 3-4 years. So actually, since what, 2002?
I think it's since they drafted Jameis Winston. Yes.
No. It's been since 2002. So I mean, you can't bench him. And like I said, this actually might be the best thing for Winston to actually sit and actually learn the game. For him, not for the team, but for Winston himself, the man himself. It'd be actually okay for him to sit down and actually learn what it takes to lead a team to be a quarterback. So no, I don't think they will start him. But then again, this is the Tampa Bay Bucks, and they've been known to do silly stuff.
Yeah, I will tell you this. Ever since he got out of the stadium that he shared with Eli, he stopped throwing interceptions.
That's true.
Good point.
Yeah.
Eli is contagious. It's that face, man, that look on his face.
He had Elitis.
He's thrown for 10 touchdowns, and they put up 75 points in 2 games.
Which is very good for
I think they need to build him a statue out front.
Don't do that.
In his Conor McGregor
In the Conor McGregor outfit. Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, I appreciate the time, guys. I've got to get off of here.
Yeah, man, go to
All
bed,
right,
get some
have
sleep.
a good one. We appreciate you
good night,
coming
man.
on.
I
We loved
appreciate
it.
the time. Y'all are always great.
Thanks.
All right. Peace.
All right, man. We had some great guests back to back. I loved it, man. Ian is awesome.
Yeah, he's good.
I like the Rehab Sports guys, man. But honestly, when I heard the news that they weren't going to be doing their regular show, man, that was kind of depressing. I mean, these guys put on such a great show. Hardworking guys. Great insight in the sports world. And, I mean, it's cool that they're still being involved with the 12-ounce sports radio community.
Yeah.
But still going to miss those guys.
Great guys. They'll be back. I have no doubt that they'll come back once their lives, get less busy.
Yeah, they'll be back.
And everything. They'll be back. So, and they're always welcomed on our show, of course.
They always come back. Always.
That's what she said.
Now, if you don't mind, I got a awesome story I've been holding on to. I don't know if this falls in line with the Chris America dummies, sports dummies, or stupid people all-stars, the spas. But this is a story that I saw that I thought was pretty funny. A man's been banned from a hotel in Canada for 17 years now, and he's finally allowed back in. Have you guys ever been banned from anywhere?
No.
Not really. I don't think that I
You don't think there's like a place where it's like, if Loudbeard comes, don't let him in?
Well, Chuck E. Cheese, but that's a whole nother story.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, man. So...
You asked.
Yeah,
a man is finally allowed at the Fairmont Empress Hotel in Victoria. His ban has been lifted after 17 years of him allowing basically dozens of seagulls to trash his hotel room. So we'll start with his story that it started out with good intentions. He was at this hotel to do like a bachelor party, bachelor weekend type deal, and he took a small suitcase full of Brother's pepperoni. Apparently, Brother's pepperoni is huge up there in Canada, and it's a wildly deadly. So he has a bunch of Navy buddies. He was gonna bring them up to them and try to get it on. So he had a long flight, and it was the time where everyone traveled. So his bag got lost and misplaced for a period of time. When the pepperoni finally arrived, his bag with the pepperoni in it, he said that he was worried that it would get warm because the hotel had no fridge. So I guess 17 years ago they didn't have refrigerators.
That makes sense.
So he laid the food out. He laid the pepperoni out on a table next to the window because it was April and it's still cold in Canada in April. So he thought, the air will keep my pepperoni chill.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So he left He left the hotel room for a few hours. He returned to a room and it was just filled with seagulls. Just the whole room flooded with dozens of seagulls. He says, I don't mean just a couple of seagulls. I can only estimate how many there were. I'm thinking somewhere between 30 and 40 seagulls had come in through this open window while I was gone. And I would have never thought of that because East Coast seagulls aren't as brazen. So apparently, he thinks that West Side seagulls,
West Side?
West Side.
Yeah, they're a little more gangster.
Seagulls.
Are you more West Side rap or East Side rap back in the 90s? Which side did you represent? You're from East Side.
I'm more East Side. I mean, everybody Tupac in California knows how to party, but East
Tupac, Dre, Snoop.
Yeah, East Side.
So apparently he thought, East Side Seagulls aren't as hood as West Side Seagulls, so things would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But nope, he found out East Side Seagulls are just as hood as West Side Seagulls. So they came in. He had about 30 or 40, and that's when things got a little bit crazy. So what would you do, Loudbeard? You walk into your room, and you got 40. Would you just close the door and just call?
I would go in there, and like from Tommy Boy or Black Sheep, I can't remember this same movie, when he's all like, bees, they're stinging my body. I'd run in the room and just flail my arms and be like, seagulls, they're stinging my body. They're everywhere, and just go crazy and try to scare them all off.
He would do that. I have a feeling he would absolutely
It happened
do that.
once.
Well, this guy didn't even have to do that. I guess as soon as he opened the door, the seagulls got startled and just started flying everywhere inside this room. And they'd been munching on this pepperoni. And pepperoni and seagull tummies do not mix.
Crap.
So
Literally.
they started flying all over the place and shitting everywhere.
Oh, dude. This is a horrible story, man.
The curtains were getting ripped up. The lamps were getting knocked over. TV getting knocked over and shit everywhere.
How did he ever get let back into this place? Like, 17 years later, I would be like, no, you can't ever come back. Lifetime ban.
Man.
Lifetime ban.
Okay, so I misspoke on the story. I thought he was there for a bachelor party. I guess he was there for a job that he had just started a few weeks ago, and he's meeting up with buddies who were in the Navy that were stationed over there, so that's why he brought the pepperoni.
Gotcha.
So complicating matters was the fact that
Guys in
Burchill...
the Navy love pepperoni.
Yeah, the Canadian Navy. Had just started
Canadian.
his job 3 months earlier. His employer is the one that booked the hotel room, and he needed to attend a dinner with customers. There were 2 seagulls left in the room, so I guess he finally chased all of them out. One was just bouncing around the windowsill, and I was kind of losing my temper at this point, so I took off my shoe and I threw it at the direction of the seagull, and both the seagull and my shoe went out the window.
Yeah, okay. Strong shoe. So he lost his shoe.
I like the seagulls with the upset tummies.
And
That was my favorite part.
He's walking around in bird poop. Oh, that's horrible, man.
So one of them, he finally got it down to just one, and it's flying around with a piece of pepperoni in its mouth. He's dedicated to the cause. So he got a towel, and he just wrapped the bird up and threw the bird out the window with the seagull in the towel.
That makes sense. I would have did the same thing.
Yeah, so that was basically why he got banned from the hotel.
That's a crappy reason to be banned.
No, it isn't. That's a good reason to be banned. Like, you just screwed up the whole hotel.
No, it wasn't his fault.
Oh, wait, there's more to the story. Chris America's
There is
got
more to the story. So you know I threw a shoe out?
Yeah.
So it landed in some mud down there, and he needed to go to this business dinner. So he got back upstairs, and he starts washing his shoe. He puts water in the sink, starts washing his shoe up, and then he realizes he needs to dry off his shoe. So he starts using a hair dryer. He didn't realize there was one more bird left. The bird starts flying around the bathroom. He gets startled, drops the hair dryer into the sink full of water, shorts out the whole entire electrical system on the whole entire floor.
Banned from the hotel. That's why he got banned. Not because of the seagulls themselves, but everything preceding it.
I don't even know what to say about this story. Like,
Where do you find
I'm at a
this
loss
crap
of
from?
words.
Where do you find this?
I'm Chris America, man. I find weird shit everywhere, man.
In Canada.
Canada, man.
Canada, man. I want to say
So
there's
needless
such
to
thing
say,
as
he was
Canada, man.
banned, and now, I guess 17 years later, they're finally forgiving him. They're allowing him to go back.
I mean, he didn't have any other hotels to go to? I'm just asking.
I mean, I'm sure, but
Yeah, he wanted to go to that one.
if you had a ban from a hotel, wouldn't you want to kind of go back?
You know what I would do? I'd bring some pepperoni.
Well, that's actually what he did.
Awesome.
Lots
He
of
said that he
pepperoni.
just apologized, he was forgiven, and he left them a present of about a pound of Brothers TNT pepperoni
Pepperoni.
as a peace offering.
Nice. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. Hey, that's the way to go back in style. I'm a fan of this guy. What's his name? You got his name? No, you don't have his name.
The name's Cornelius.
Oh, Burchill. The guy's name's Burchill.
Burchill.
Yeah. Okay, I like Burchill.
Cool guy.
We're going to get
Yeah,
the
awesome.
Hefe on in the last couple minutes of the show. Just going to test it up because I think he may be jumping on with me tomorrow morning. If we can get Anthony to wake up also, we might have 2 awesome guests. With their powers combined, they're going to be 17 times as strong as Chris America.
Hashtag Golden Ghost.
All right, I got to get the volume situation set up here on the studio, so I got it.
Get it set up.
All right, say something, Anthony.
Yali Yali Yatsen free.
All right, so you say.
I don't know who Mia Khalifa is. Mia Khalifa.
All right, well, we've been having a great show tonight, guys. We're going to get ready for our Oprah Solids here in just a few minutes. Until we get to that point, I know both of Anthony and Chris America are looking up their Oprah Solids as we speak. But while we're doing this, I do want to say it has been a pleasure doing our Wednesday night 7:30 to 9 o'clock show. If you like us and you want to get social and reach out to us, make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Scout Team Radio. And you know what? If you like listening to our show and you missed our live show, you can always go back on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or ScoutTeamRadio.com to hit up our old episodes. And we come live every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., and replay at 11 a.m. on 12OunceSportsRadio.com. Anthony, your golden mic is looking exceptionally beautiful today.
Do not ever say that about my golden mic ever again. I'm just saying. Don't do it. It's nice, but I don't need you to tell me how sexy it is.
All right.
I might have some breaking news on John Bones Jones.
Yeah, that was going to be my Oprah Solid. I saw it. It's good news. It's good news. Yeah, I think I need to get the output volume for the studio so we can hear Jeff when he jumps on. So there is going to be a quick 2-second pause just to make sure that the volume coming out so I can hear him when he jumps on. It's really more of a test than anything else, but, you know, we like to just do whatever we want. Whatever. We do what we want.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
The arbitrator found that Jones never intentionally or knowingly took steroids, and the result of the positive test was the result of a contaminated substance. The science completely supports that finding. The science doesn't lie, so I look forward to getting him back early next year. The USADA, the California State Athletic Commission, will not add any time to the 15th-month suspension the USADA has imposed on Jones. CSAC has ordered Jones to complete 3 months community service, but as far as eligibility to fight, October 28th is the official date. My man, John Bones Jones is back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Beck, are you out there? You want to go ahead and pipe in? Maybe we can get some insight on you. Are you a big John Bones Jones fan?
He's not.
I'm here.
I think Jeff's talking, but I don't have I can't hear him. Some
Can you hear me?
up. Sorry, Jeff. Trying to figure this thing out.
Why don't we go ahead and finish up the show, and then we can kind of figure that out afterwards.
All right, sounds good. Sorry, Jeff. It'll be just a moment. Let's do our hashtag Oprah Solids. Anthony, I know you've been thinking about one all night, just like you think about Oprah herself.
I do think about Oprah a lot.
And her solid.
If she's missing, if she's listening, hey, just to let her know I miss you. Come on back home, okay? My Oprah Solid night is going to be NFL Super Bowl halftime show 2019. I'm Maroon 5. Hashtag who is Maroon 5?
Maroon 5?
Are you serious right now?
I'm sorry, bro.
Don't you have a daughter?
I do.
Don't you have a wife?
I do.
They like Maroon 5.
No, they don't. I don't know who Maroon 5 is.
If you heard their songs, you'd know it.
Maybe in the grocery store. I'm guessing.
You've heard moves like Jagger, right?
That's them.
That's them.
They're gonna be singing that at halftime.
How is that any different than Beyonce or Michael or anybody else?
I mean, it's a crappy song.
To each their own, I guess. I mean,
I'm sorry if I offended you.
No, you don't want to offend me. It's not my group. Out of all the like poppy bands, they're kind of respectable. I like. Is it Adam Levine? Is that the lead singer's name?
Oh, that's the guy from
The Voice.
The Voice.
Yeah, the skinny fella.
See, you know the skinny fella.
The skinny fella.
That skinny feller. You know.
Wait a second. I think I heard something.
Did you?
Well, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you all right, Jeff. They can't hear you because they're plugged into the mixer. I plugged directly into the computer, so I can hear you just great, man. How you doing?
Excellent. I'm just glad I can hear you.
Was it a setting on your end?
Never mind.
Yeah, I just had to make the output on the computer, the mixer. So Anthony Mack obviously cannot hear me, right?
Don't tell me what
Right, he can't. So you
music
can say
my
whatever you
kids-
want about Anthony Mack. It won't hurt his feelings
About
because he
Maroon
can't hear
5?
Or is he
Sorry,
just
bro. It is what it
being
is.
rude?
Can he hear me?
you. He
Is he
being
just
rude.
being rude? He's just talking over the Hefe?
Yeah, can you hear him?
I cannot hear Jeff. He can hear me.
Jeff, can you hear Anthony?
Yes, I can. I made the output on my computer the mixer, and now I can hear all you guys.
Like I said, let's wrap up the show and then we can test this
Exactly.
out
He's
once the
just over
show's
there just
over
talking.
and everybody's kind of, chilling out.
Well, we
and
gotta
everything.
test
Chris,
it out
what's
live on
Chris's
here.
problem? Jeff, can you talk to Chris? He's very upset right
I
now.
mean,
can't
the
hear him.
problem is if it's not going to come out of your laptop, nobody else can hear him. If it's hooked up to
Jackrabbit.
the headphones.
You jackrabbit.
I know. Go
You've been
ahead.
drinking
Finish it
too
up.
much.
What is your upper solid? John Jones?
My upper solid is John Bones Jones. He didn't cheat. He's back. They're trying to bring my boy down. They said the arbitrator found Jones never intentionally or knowingly took steroids. The science backs it up. My man's back. He deserves a title shot right away because he got screwed over
Wait,
bad
who has the
testing.
title now?
Your boy, what's his name?
Cormier?
Cormier. Although I think he got
that's
stripped.
That's not my boy.
He got stripped because he won the heavyweight title.
That's not my boy. Because he got it.
Bones
I
Jones
think they
used.
should do a triple threat match between known Juicehead, Brock Lesnar, and Cormier and my boy Jones. They should do a triple threat match in a cage, Hell in the Cell. Let's do it.
Wait, that's actually a thing?
You never heard of triple threat matches?
Are you serious?
We need to get you into WWE, man. It's fun times.
Yeah,
Good times. Good times. All right, so my hashtag upper solid is going to be the Cleveland Browns for
Browns.
I'm calling early victory against the New York Jets on Thursday Night Football. That one's for you, the Hefe. That one's for you.
If the Browns don't win, it'll be only because
All right, so
of
I say
Kyle.
we wrap this sucker up. We call it a night. Jeff, I can hear you all right. You can hear me all right. Are you going to be ready to jump on in the morning? Is that going to be too early for you, sir?
I'll just have to take a leak a little earlier than normal. But here's the question: What
I
are you
gotta
on the
ask him,
same
he's-
room?
He's still talking. Like
Yeah,
we're
we
doing
are.
the show.
But we've got it hooked up to the mixer. So I changed
what's-
the. I
what's
could
wrong with
hook
this
up
guy?
their headphones
Is he
to
the
the
producer?
computer, and he could hear you no problem.
Is this the producer?
Okay.
Is he the producer?
So we
I
can
don't
get that
it.
worked out.
Like,
But
he's kinda
we're
crazy.
gonna wrap up the show. They're
Yeah, he's kind
they're
of
both
crazy.
looking at me
What
like,
is Mac
why am I talking?
You're talking to a ghost.
What is
I'm
Mac
wondering if the audience can hear Jeff. right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, they can hear him all
Okay.
right.
They can
And I
hear.
had
Hold on one second, guys.
on up to my ear.
Wait, he's gonna experiment.
We're gonna get everybody in on this because they
gonna
feel
experiment.
like they're left out.
I'm just saying.
I got you scheduled till 10 after.
you
You're
sure?
good.
I want to feel like he's
All right, can
lying
you guys
to
hear
us.
Jeff?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything.
No. I want to feel like you're lying to us.
I'm not lying to anybody, man. Jeff's there. Jeff, talk.
Jeff is a ghost right now.
Yeah, he's talking. I see that going up. I lost him though.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going to call it a night, Jeff. You and I got this in the morning. Everybody, thank you for listening in. This last 10 minutes has been pretty much hogwash.
Can you hear me now?
Figured it out.
Hey, there you go.
When you unplug something and plugged it into the computer, it knocked my mic out. That is, I mean, that's 2 out of 3 of you. It's been very rude to the janitor. Do I have to mop up all the time, or?
I mean,
Always.
Yeah.
I thought there was dead air too. I started singing Pink Floyd, and I guess I was just singing it to myself and my dog.
Which song?
There's Pink Floyd.
Ground control to Major Tom.
That's not Pink Floyd. What are you talking about?
That's Pink Floyd.
What are you doing? That's not
Dude,
Pink Floyd.
not even.
Dude, Mac would have believed that. You guys, come on.
I
get
would have
on.
believed that because I don't know who the hell Pink
No,
Floyd is.
yeah, you don't
all
gotta.
over it.
I was like, who the hell is Pink Floyd?
Sorry, I'm a
I was like,
big Pink
is
Floyd
that the
fan, so
Maroon
when you're trying to
5?
quote a
Is that
David
Maroon
Bowie
5?
song as Pink Floyd, I get upset.
And that's
just
the
had-
grocery store song. Grocery store song.
Sorry, Mac. That was Pearl Jam. Anyway,
Yeah.
Pearl Jam did remake that
It's
song.
all the same to me.
They remade it with Tupac.
What? It's like 5 white guys singing? I don't know.
basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, what time are you going to go live?
6 a.m. Same
Boy,
time
that-
every day.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You got this, man. Just drink some
Hey,
coffee.
if you want to jump on at like 6:05, I could always get the intro and
I mean, his other
Early.
co-host hops on at 6:05 anyway, so.
every morning Chris is like, I throw it over to him, either his mic.
Oh, man, he has his own
I
soundboard.
like it, Jeff.
That ain't fair.
I like it.
What's
They
that,
have
Mac?
it on it.
That ain't fair. You got your own soundboard. I want a soundboard now, goddammit.
Download it, man. What's your best sound? You got any really like cool, edgy sounds?
This is for Mac.
You're crazy.
Yeah, that is right. You guys are all crazy.
Well played. Well played.
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
All right, man. See you in the
All right,
morning.
man,
Thanks,
see you.
Jeff.
Good
All right,
show
to all of
tonight.
our listeners who are still tuned in after we haven't chased you off, thank you for listening in. This has been Scout Team After Dark.
This has been Scout Team figures out how to use a computer.
And we're
after dark.
still kind of lost, but it works.
I don't know if the music is playing because you unplugged us.
I don't know either.
But we're just gonna talk over it like we
Yeah.
normally do. But,
Peace.
yeah.
We're out of here.
Oh.